So it's the Wat Marp, or the Lunar Observance Day, a day that we recite the Patimokkha, the main body of the monastic rules. And normally it would be Magha Puja today. There's an extra lunar month this year in the lunar calendar. So for this year it's on the 6th of March instead. So Magha Puja is the day that the Buddha taught the Avada Patimokkha sermon, which is to not do any bad or evil deeds, to bring skillfulness to completion, and to make the mind pure and bright, or literally to make it completely white. So having this purity of mind, or this perfectly white mind, in order for that to come about, we need vijja, or this knowledge, to arise. But it's normally the case that when we meet with a sense impression, then this colours our mind. And so it's not white. It colours it so that it goes black. If we get into liking, then that makes our mind black. If we get into disliking, that blackens the mind. And so when the eye sees a form, or we hear a sound, or we taste something, touch something, or there's an impression that arises within the mind, and we don't have mindfulness there, then all of those sensory experiences or impressions, they colour our minds, so that they're not white anymore, so they're not pure, so they become black. In order to have this perfect purity or whiteness to the mind, then we need to have wisdom. And this will steadily, slowly work at purifying our minds. And through seeing that, or when we see a form, or when we hear a sound, that we know that that is not self. But normally when we see a form, for example, then if that's something that we find pleasing, then the mind goes into liking towards that. If it's something that we find displeasing, then we dislike that. So there is this contact, and there's feeling that comes up, and then there's craving and clinging. So we need to train to have a lot of mindfulness at this point. And so that works to bring the skillfulness, this kusala, to completion. So this kusala, it's the skillfulness or intelligence. And we bring that to completion. And especially with regards to bhavana, this mental cultivation, with sila, this virtue, as our foundation. And so for the monks we have the rules of the Patimokkha as our foundation, controlling our acts of body and speech so that they are peaceful. And then we need to bring about peace in our minds as well. And so for that we need a kammatthana object, hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, skin. Or we can use Buddha as well, but we need some basis for our inner work there, and to do that with sincerity. It's just like how lay people work for 8 or 10 hours a day, that we need to be meditating and to be holding our meditation object with us, so that we do bring our minds to peace, into the state of samadhi. And then to really bring that skillfulness to completion, we need wisdom there as well, and to be able to free our minds, and then the mind becomes pure. So we work to abandon all papa, or this bad deeds or evil deeds, through our body and speech, and we use sila to do that. And then we abandon that within our minds as well, or this proliferation that goes on within our minds. And for that we need to cultivate samadhi. So we abandon all of that as well, and then abandon the clinging and the craving there within our minds through wisdom. And this brings about purity within the heart. So if there's purity or if the mind becomes a quarter pure, and then that is the level of a sotapanna, a stream enterer. If it's half pure, then it's a once returner. If it's 3/4 pure, then it's to the level of an anagami, a non-returner. And if the mind is completely pure, it's to the level of an arahant. So we need to train in this. We need to really endure as well with all of the sense impressions that we meet with. And this quality of khanti, of this forbearance, is the quality of wise people. So it's the lunar observance day today, so we should put in our efforts to really have energy. And if we have the energy, we can stay up all night practicing, or walk around the chedi, the stupa, in circumambulation for 2 hours.